Hello friends! I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the Cultivate What Matters planner for 2020. So this is how it came. It's really cute packaging. It was packaged up really nicely in bubble wrap and plastic wrap, but I took them off so we wouldn't have to go through all that on here. This is the cute box, and on it says, you know, all those things you've always wanted to do, you should go do them. And that's very familiar to me because I listen to Laura Casey's podcast, and she says that all the time on that podcast. Laura Casey, I think she's the founder of this planner. Of course, I think she has like a team she works with, but anyway, so it came with this card, and then when you open it up, there's 4 different designs, cover designs, and with each different cover design, the interior cover is different, but this is the one that I chose. I really like the floral and the foiling. There's a little pocket here, and then this is how it came packaged. It had this little protective page and some little cards, so this says the same thing. This is a little postcard, but I'll probably use it maybe to clip on somewhere. I'm gonna write my word of the year on here so I can post it somewhere to remind me, and just a nice little 2020 let's do this card. Oh, and on the back of this card it gives you resources. There's a Facebook group, podcast, and there's also resources on the website. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through this planner. There's a lot of things that are the same, so I won't be redundant, and I'm going to try and be as quick as I can. So I just took a little look through this before filming this so I could be quicker about it. So this just talks about how you meet your large goals a little bit at a time, and cultivating is, you know, you have to get through the muck to be able to become a flower. So I kind of like that. You get a page of stickers here, and there's also a sticker book you can get where you can color code your goals all throughout the book. I might end up getting that, but I didn't know about that until I read through all these steps here. Okay, so here you just write down your 2020 goal ideas, just like brainstorming. This talks about how you shouldn't compare yourself to other people. Your life is beautiful as your one life. I like this because I've seen research about how if you focus on your strengths and you do things that you're good at, how you have way more energy to do things with your time, whereas if you're trying to catch up to what other people are doing, you just waste a lot of your energy. So this is based on research, although she doesn't say it here. Wonderful You, there's a lot of questions here to help you find out what motivates you, how you feel about goals, how you would describe yourself, what you value, what your best memories involve. Hold on one second, my son's crying. Okay, I'm back. I have a 6-week-old. He's sleeping. his passy fell out, put it back in, everything's good. Anyway, so yeah, you kind of just answer questions about that help you figure out what makes you feel good, what has the most impact in your life. So I think this is a good way to start out. This kind of asks you about your passions. She talks about how a lot of people kind of feel like their passions are things that are extras, that they can do later in their lives when they have more time on their hands, but she's saying, like, do it right now. A little evaluation where you can fill in 1 to 10 on these different categories about how satisfied you are in these categories, or you can change these categories, whatever works for you. So there's health, friends, finances, spiritual, personal growth, spouse, significant other, family, work, and recreation. For me, I would take work off of there since I stay at home. I'm not exactly sure what I'd replace that with, but, and then here it's break your identity box. So you basically write down the lies you've been telling yourself about what you can and can't do. She talks about how she always would say, I'm not a numbers person, and that would keep her in this box. And now she says, I'm becoming more skilled at managing money. So that's good to start expanding your thinking about yourself before you set your goals. Who I really am, where do you want to, where were you 10 years ago? Where are you today? What's changed? That's really good to look back and realize that a lot can change in 10 years. Here you can write down fears that might be holding you back, and if I were to step into these fears and take action, how would you feel? So here you write down what worked last year with helping you meet your goals, and here's the challenges you had meeting your goals last year, what didn't work last year, and then lessons you've learned from that, and writing down people you're grateful for. And she says, take a minute and thank those people, let them know, go ahead and encourage them. She says, you may think they don't need encouragement, but words have power. Gift your people with your words. You never know what good they might spark. And I have found that so much in my life. It's so easy to give nice words to people, and it usually means so much to them, and it encourages them, and then in turn encourages you. It's just awesome. Let's see here. This is talking about how life feels like it flies by, and what you can do to change that. So let's see. Oh, and I love this that she writes here. Life is too short and too meaningful to coast through. The good you do today has the potential to change generations. The good you do today has the potential to change generations. Since I've become a mother, I've realized that is so true. The changes that I make in myself will then affect my daughter and be passed down, and it gives me encouragement to be brave and break patterns that have been generations old. And this is just a really good way to look at it, especially because some people who can't do things for themselves can do them for their children. So that's an encouragement too, to go ahead and like take those leaps. The big picture, I really like thinking about it from this perspective. Where do you want to be when you're 80 or 90 or 100? What will matter to you then? What won't matter to you then? I love, this is just great. I don't think in big picture. I always think in little details. So this is good for me to step back and say, where do I want to be then? And from here you break it down into the little details. My legacy, who do you want to be, what do you want to be known for, why I want to make what matters happen in the big picture. These are just really good ways to think about how your daily life adds up to the big picture. Here you go through all the work you did and find similarities of things that pop out at you, and you write them down. And then you envision your upcoming year here. And this is where you start writing down your goals. I'm saying no to these things so that I can say yes to these things, because what ends up happening, this is what Laura wrote about throughout here, but what ends up happening is at the beginning of the year you set all these goals and you add all these things to your daily to-do list, but you don't take things off your list from last year. So to be able to add new things, you have to take some things away. So you have to be intentional about what you're choosing to do and spend your time on. This is choosing a word for the year, and I really like this. I've done this in the past. And this is so that when you're in the daily grind or when you're not thinking about your goals, you can just recall that one word and it will snap your brain into remembering all the little details of your goals and all this work you've done here at the beginning of the book. And she suggests posting it around the house and putting it on your dashboard, in the car, and all sorts of things. So here you just kind of write out your story of your best year, and you're filling in the blanks of things you've already done back here. And then here you can create a vision board, or they say create a Pinterest board. This tab is called Goals. So here you're doing work to choose your best goals, your top 8 goals. And they say don't worry because you review them quarterly, so you can always change them. And I don't think you can see it here, but there's a little mark here where you can put page flag stickers. And this is where you would start color coding your goals. And then as you write things down later in the planner, you would put stickers of the same color that correlate with these goals. This tells you how to use these next worksheets, action plans for each goal, goal 1, goal 2, etc. Your goal for this year and why. And you basically write down your mini goal, which can be done in about 3 months, and then your starting step, which are smaller, like maybe a month period to get it done. So then you can break it down by month and do a review after a quarter. So I like that. I like the little steps, but having like a word for the year to keep it all together. And so here you can write down January, February, March, quarter 1 to quarter 3 of your goals. And this is January. So at the beginning of each month they have this important to-dos, tasks or projects I want to get done this month, I'm excited for, on my mind, worries and stresses, and I'm hopeful that. And it says, clear the mental and heart clutter to move forward with clarity. And that is so true. So here you have your month at a glance. And they give you tips about the tending list, which is over here. Let's see, goals to focus on this month, action ideas, and then it tells you to simplify those things into things that you can focus on monthly, weekly, daily, and then you put them here on your tending list, which shows encouraging words, top priority. So this is the main thing I think you'll be looking at throughout the month, and she suggests leaving this open on your desk, or it's perforated so you can take it out and put it somewhere. So you have your monthly action items, and then you can kind of color in your progress here. You have your weekly action items, and there's 5 weeks here, and then daily action items / habits, and those are all here to color in. And she talks about how you can just have 1 or 2 things in each of these lines. It just depends on what you think you can do that month and how big the goals are. And then the month in review, they all have, each month has the same thing. So this month I'm especially grateful for goals that are growing well. I like that word choice. Someone I'm grateful for and why. Someone I'm grateful for and why. I'm choosing grace over guilt about. Progress I'm celebrating, even if it was small. A favorite memory from this month, and a good lesson I learned. And I'm saying no to, and I'm saying yes to. So this is February, which is the same, March is the same, and then there's a tab called Spring. So this is the quarterly review, where you can go back over your goals. But first, before you do that, they have this sheet to help you clear out the clutter. So each season has like a different theme. This one is clearing out the clutter. Internet clutter, so like clear out your inbox, unsubscribe from emails. Physical clutter, heart clutter, decision clutter. And then be intentional about your social media usage. Then you go back and do this again that you did at the beginning of the year. Write all these things again, and they give you a space to say your word for the next 3 months, which I'm not probably gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. For me, I can only do 1 word per year. I might try, I don't know. And then you can go back and you can set totally new goals if your life has changed and those first 8 you set didn't work. And then we go back into the monthlies, and then here we have summer. So summer is more about setting up traditions that help cultivate connection. Here are some spots to write down: tradition to start, with whom, and starting steps. And then the same review process here. And then I guess I'll show you the dividers because they're pretty. I like the summer colors. Okay, and this is the fall. Savoring cultivates contentment. What I want to savor this season. So just kind of like a journaling prompt here. Same review stuff. And then it goes till December. And at the very end, they have you celebrating your progress for the whole year. So you write down the highlights. It says, as this year draws to a close, let's celebrate imperfect progress and take a look back at the last 12 months of growing what matters. And that's it. I watched a review by Llama Letters, and she talks about hating this binding. And I have to admit that I hate it too, because I can't just close this now. I have to close it little by little. She has a really good review if you have like a 2019 one of these. She does a comparison between 2019 and 2020. So I'm gonna try to remember to link her video down below in case you're interested. But I am so excited to get into this. My mind is already whirling. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I was feeling pulled towards changing my planning style from like task-oriented stuff to more visualizing my days, which is the Planner Perfect method. I'll try to remember to link that channel down here too. So the Planner Perfect method is thinking about what you want your life to look like, considering yourself as part of the plan, not just like the person to take care of the tasks and check off the lists. So when you're planning each day, you write things in like, while I'm doing the dishes, I'm going to listen to this music I really like and have a candle lit, or just like little details to make your daily life more enjoyable and to see your whole life as a story and kind of, I think the tagline is like write your own story. So anyway, I was kind of on the fence about doing the Planner Perfect method because it's a totally different way than how I'm used to planning, but now that I've looked in here, I feel like the two really go hand in hand. And so I think I'm going to do both of them together. And then also I just started going to Celebrate Recovery, which is like a Christian 12-step program for anyone with like hurts, habits, or hang-ups. So I had started going there for like codependency issues, but I'm doing a step study with them, so it's like a devotional kind of thing, and you have questions that you have to answer to be like introspective. And a lot of the things I'm learning there are in here too. It talks in CR, they talk about you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect your life to be different, and this talks about that too. You have to face your fears, you have to look inside and see what's been holding you back, and the only difference is here in this you're planning how you're going to change the steps, whereas so far in my CR study we haven't got to that point. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my unboxing video. I'm so excited to get into this. If you got one of these this year, let me know so we can chat about it. And if you've done this in the previous years, let me know too. I guess in the previous years, the notebook wasn't as substantial, like it had plastic binding and not such a hard cover. And I just love the look of this. It's just really classy. So yeah, I'm glad you spent your time with me. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, on my channel I do videos about planners, arts and crafts, junk journaling, pretty much anything paper related. So yeah, check it out, subscribe if you like, and I'll see you next time.